So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
If you missed the Lars Larson Show, you missed this.
But is there a way for the federal government to fix it, or should they stay away? In that case, I'm pretty well inclined to say stay away. Stay out of First Amendment trouble. You can't have the government regulating speech, even if it's on electronic media, because the minute you have the government deciding what kind of speech is worthy and what kind of speech should be banned, you're headed for real trouble.
Stay up late. Nighttime talk. Lars Larson. Independent talk. 1100 KFNX. The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Good morning. Welcome to Pain Management Arizona. I'm Bob Miller. I'm a licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, and pain management special, and owner of New Serenity Massage in Peoria and Phoenix. I'm here with you every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. right here on 1100 KFNX. I'm also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Pain Management Arizona. You can watch a live stream. You can tell people, hey, you watched radio. And I specialize in therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy. This is not just basic massage. This is real lasting pain relief for things like headaches, back pain, migraines, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatic pain, numbness, and much more. I do have 2 locations in the Valley, Peoria at about 94th Drive and Thunderbird in the Avenues, just off of the 101 freeway, and at Urban Wellness in Phoenix at 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. Great wellness center there. A lot of great practitioners if you're looking for pain management, life coaching, chiropractic, all sorts of non-medication based ways to get rid of your pain. A 1-hour therapeutic massage session with me is only $50, which is about half the price of what the big chain massage places are charging just for a basic Swedish massage. I mean, Swedish massage does have a lot of great benefits for the body, but if you're actually looking to get rid of issues like headaches, migraines, back pain, and things like that, you really need somebody that specializes in therapeutic massage and neuromuscular trigger point therapy. You can visit painmanagementarizona.com for more information on how to book an appointment at both locations. Or you can go to I'llFixYou.com, where you're also going to find free stretching charts, ebooks, coupons, discounts, and you can even purchase gift cards and book appointments directly from the site. One of the main points I try to get across in my show is that pharmaceutical pain management has become a serious crisis in this country. Most of the pain issues that I've seen can be simply resolved by releasing the knots that develop in the muscles that are irritating a nerve, that are causing the pain. So a lot of time we call it referred pain, because where you're feeling the pain is not where the problem actually is. If you're getting headaches or migraines, it's going to be more in your shoulders, the sides of your neck is where there's something on the muscle that's sending a signal up that nerve. And, same thing with tingling or numbness in the fingers and hands. A lot of times misdiagnosed as carpal tunnel syndrome. It's actually thoracic outlet syndrome, which is just tight muscles in the side of your neck that are on the nerves that are running down your arm, and also constricting some of the blood flow as well. So there is a lot of very simple, cures to these problems that the medical world just likes to throw painkillers at. Most painkillers do more harm than good because they block the pain signals, and you're not even aware that you're injuring yourself worse because you don't feel the pain. Pain is your body's way of telling you stop what you're doing because you're injuring yourself. I always tell people 2 of the worst pieces of advice ever given are no pain, no gain, and feel the burn. Because pain and burning is your body trying to warn you. If you are exercising or stretching or anything, don't go into the pain zone. If you're doing a stretch or yoga or anything, you only want to go as far as you're feeling a stretch. Once you feel the pain, back off. Hold it in that area. Hold the stretch in that area and then go back to a neutral position, then try it again. You'll go a little bit farther each time, but never go into the pain area where it hurts or hold it in there, because that's little fibers of the muscle getting overstretched and knotting up and sometimes even tearing. But with the pain opioid issue that we have in this country, the government has finally stepped in. They've restricted the opioid painkillers to where doctors can only prescribe 5 days supply without coming back to the doctor for another visit and to get another prescription. And they're also being required to refer people to people like myself or acupuncture, physical therapy, other non-medication based pain management options, which is fantastic that they're finally doing that, because in recent years, opioid medications have been severely overprescribed to patients, and appropriate warnings about these medications were not provided by the doctors when they were being prescribed. Uh, Startling fact is that recently 80% of all the opioid painkillers produced worldwide have been being consumed by Americans. America only makes up 5% of the world's population, and we've been eating up 80% of the world's supply of these powerful painkillers. Most other countries in the world only give out these painkillers in hospitals to people with major trauma, end of life, or to relieve their pain. And here we've been just kind of giving them out like candy, and they're highly addictive. And that's one of the things about addiction, be it alcohol, drugs, prescription drugs, anything, is your body and your mind get convinced that that is what normal feels like. So that's why it's so hard for people that are trying to get off of alcohol and drugs, because you don't feel normal when you're trying to get off of these things. And the body just, they call it going through withdrawals. The body complains because it doesn't think things are right, because it's used to things being wrong for so long. Recently, there was over 300 million prescriptions for opioid painkillers written in just 1 year in the United States. And America only has 329 million people. So that's almost like a bottle of pills for every man, woman, and child in the country. And pain medications don't treat the cause of the pain. They only mask the symptoms. So you can really do some damage with painkillers. I knew a lady just recently. She had fallen in the bathtub and broken her ankle, but because was on prescription painkillers for a different issue, she wasn't aware that the injury was so bad. She just thought, oh, maybe I sprained it. It just hurts a bit. Could still walk on it, and walked around for a couple more days before going and getting it checked out. It turned out it was broken. It started healing, badly, and she had to get surgery on her knee because the painkillers didn't, let her body tell her that something needed attention. Therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy is safe, natural, and gentle, and it's a great way to relieve the pain without the need for medications. By gently finding and releasing the knots in the muscle that are irritating the nerve causing the pain goes away, even decades old pain. I've had people that have had the same pain for 20, 30, even 40 years because they could identify when it started. Like the one gentleman that was carrying a sack of grain down the stairs at the mill, slid down the stairs on his back, had low back pain ever since, and he had worked in the mill for 40 years. Another lady had pain in her upper back between her shoulder blade and her spine. And she said, it started when she was a waitress carrying a heavy tray in one arm all the time. She hasn't been a waitress in over 30 years, but still had the pain. And I work on these people. I get them on the table. I know where to look for the knots. I know how to release the knots. The knots go away. The pain is gone. This is not a temporary fix. This is correcting the problem that's causing the pain. And it is no longer a problem unless you do the same types of activities that cause the pain to come back, cause new knots to form in the muscle. And then, later on in the show, I'll get to a little bit more about what we do that cause these types of things. Because trigger points are knots in the muscle. We call them trigger points in the profession. We develop knots when a muscle is held tight for long periods of time, over tightened, tightened suddenly, or if it's impacted. Muscles are made up of fibers. Like when you tear apart a piece of chicken, it comes apart in little strings. Those are muscle fibers, those tiny little strings. A knot in the muscle is a continuously contracted fiber in the muscle that stops blood flow because blood can't flow through a tight muscle. And once a fiber gets a knot, other fibers around it start getting stuck too because they're connected to the ones that are knotted up. You soon develop a cluster of knots. And when those knots are wrapped around or up against a nerve, it sends random signals up or down that nerve, causing you to feel pain or sensations in different parts of the body along that nerve path. It's kind of like when you stick a speaker wire into something and it's not all the way in, you'll get this hum or buzz over your speaker. It's similar to what's happening with your nervous system because your nervous system is the electrical system of your body. It can also send signals down a muscle, causing a muscle to cramp up. Because you have two types of nerve. You got sensory nerves that tell you when something's hard or soft or hot or cold. And then you got motor nerves that send signal from the brain to the muscle, telling it, hey, flex. And if one of these random little signals shoots down to just one set of fibers in the nerve, all of a sudden it's going to tell that part of that muscle, hey, flex from point A to point B, don't stop till you get there. And it's not going to stop, and it's going to cramp up on you. And we all know how painful those can be. And doctors often misdiagnose referred pain from trigger points as sciatica, carpal tunnel syndrome, bursitis, and many other conditions. The list goes on of all sorts of chronic and common ailments that are just simply knots in the muscle, because knots in the muscle don't show up on x-rays or MRIs. It just looks like muscle fibers. The only way to find these are to feel them. You have to have somebody qualified to, a licensed massage therapist. That's why the state of Arizona licenses us to work on people to make sure we're safe and we know what we're doing. And you have to have somebody that has studied trigger point work in depth like myself. And I know the nerve pathways. I know when you tell me something hurts, my mind starts flashing pictures in my head of where the nerves are going and where muscle groups are going through. So I know where to look. If you tell me you get headaches, the first question I'm going to ask is, where in your head are your headaches? Are they behind the eye, across the forehead, top of the head, back of the head, base of the skull? Because any of those different places where you feel the headache is going to be a different nerve, a different muscle that I need to check out. And once I get on, start doing a massage on the neck, I can start feeling around. It's like, yep, you got a whole cluster of knots here, very gently, very passively, get them each to release, and your headache's gone. I don't think I've ever had a person yet that has come into my office with a headache and it wasn't gone halfway through the session. Because I always ask them, I say, your headache's gone, isn't it? And they're like, oh, yeah, it is. I didn't even notice. Oh, that's great. But I have a 98% success rate, completely eliminating or relieving pain and numbness issues, often in one session. Sometimes it takes a couple sessions or more. But I just had a lady just a couple days ago. She has diabetes and has peripheral neuropathy, numbness in the lower legs and the feet. But the part that was really bothering her is she had a stabbing pain in her left foot that would keep her up at night. Anytime she laid down, she got this incredible stabbing pain, couldn't sleep, has to sleep in a recliner. And luckily, I just worked on her the other day and I found, some knotted up clusters in her muscle that was right on the femoral nerve that runs all the way down your leg, just like the two nerves of your lower body, the femoral and sciatic. Got the knots to release, and she's like, the stabbing pain just went away. Finished the massage, worked on a few other issues she had. She got dressed, walked so much better walking out to her car, and it was just really felt good. And I asked her before she walked out the door, if it still feels good. She said, yes, it does. That's amazing. And so I just can't wait till I see her again, because she comes in to see me regularly now. And it's just really, really satisfying to fix these things that, especially when the doctors and specialists don't even know how to help you or what's really wrong with you. They kind of go off what's been written down before. If somebody comes in complaining of this, check this and prescribe this. With me, you tell me what's going on with you. I start feeling around on the muscles while I'm doing the massage. And at this point, they're kind of like speed bumps to me now. Even when I start out with a basic warm up of the massage, I can feel every knot in the muscles. And I know where the nerves are going that are going through those muscles and know how to release them. And again, I specialize in therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy. It's not basic massage. It's not the flower behind the ear, no hot stones, no aromatherapy. This is real lasting pain relief for headaches, back pains, migraines, and so much more. And again, I do have 2 locations here in the Valley. One is in Peoria at about 94th Drive in Thunderbird at Sonoran Life Solutions, just right off the 101 freeway in the avenues. And the other is at Urban Wellness, and that's in Phoenix at 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. I only charge $50 per hour. If you go into any of those, I call them the fast food chains of massage, the Massage Envy, Elements, Hand and Stone. They normally charge about $79 for your first visit, $69.79, and then if you don't give them a credit card number that they can charge every month, every time you come back, it's going to be $99 for an hour. I'm $50 all the time right now. I do have a coupon on my website for $10 off anybody for their first visit, so you can get fixed up for only $40, and it's really good quality work. And go visit my website. You can go to painmanagementarizona.com for more information on how to book at both locations, or go to allfixyou.com, where you'll also find free stretching charts, ebooks, coupons, discount cards. You can book on site. Do have the gift cards too. If you know somebody, which we all know somebody that gets headaches all the time or has really bad back pain, you can buy them a gift card. It goes right to their email, and they can come in and get their massage, get things worked out. I do take appointments at the Peoria location 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. Urban Wellness, I can take appointments most any day as well. And it's just appointments. My hours are pretty much 8 a.m. to about 8 p.m. I can take appointments, or up till 9, or as early as 7. It really depends if somebody really needs to get an appointment before they have to go into work, or if they need an appointment after work. I'm real flexible. Like I said, I am the owner of New Serenity Massage and Pain Management Arizona, and so I can work with you if you need a appointment at a different time. And price, as I mentioned before, is only $50 an hour. But a couple other of my clients that I've seen just recently was the one lady. She had headaches since she was 8 years old. Pretty much a daily headache. She was just a one session, got the knots out of the neck, headache went away. And just the other day, I worked on the lady. She had migraines for 7 years, and she had just come back recently. And I looked in her notes because I hadn't seen her for 3 months, and I had noted in her chart that, oh yeah, I worked on her for migraines. And I asked her, I said, so I haven't seen you in 3 months. How's the migraine situation been? And she said, since she had seen me, she had not had one migraine, only had one slight headache once, and had thrown away all her migraine medications. I'm not telling people to throw away your medications, but a lot of people are really happy to get off of these medications they've been on for so many years. Had a gentleman that had 4 back surgeries to try to help his back pain. And a lot of it, surgery is another thing that actually really stresses out your muscles. Just because, it's an invasive procedure. They yank and pull muscles in different ways, even if it's not a muscular or a pain related surgery. If you have surgery for pretty much anything, it's going to be a trauma to the muscle. And a lot of the back issues that people have had, they've had back fusions, back surgeries. Unless you have the herniated disc, bulging disc type of thing like that, I can normally get those to go away. And even if you've had surgery, the muscles are still really tight after the surgery. And if we get the pressure off the discs, they're not being pulled together, then the pain goes away as well. Just like problems with people's knees, is it's the muscles around the knee that are pulling the joint too tightly together, which is grinding on the cartilage, the bursa in between, and all that. That's causing the pain. So a lot of times, just relieving the tension in the muscles around these areas will help relieve the pain. There's all sorts of people advertising on TV trying to cash in on people's pain. There's only back braces and knee braces, Dr. Ho's back brace, this inflatable back brace. The thing that kills me about that commercial is they show a graphic of of a person's back that's just showing the muscles with the back brace on. The muscles are wrong. They have the latissimus dorsi over the top of the trapezius muscle. It's like, I know the anatomy, and it's like, okay, this guy's supposed to be Dr. Ho, claiming he's a doctor, but he doesn't approve his own commercial or doesn't notice that the muscles are wrong on this animation. And then the other ones, the knee braces and back braces from one of the other companies, they have the person sitting there saying, "Oh, I've been a truck driver for 30 years. I have back pain." And it says in small print at the bottom, paid advertisement, paid endorsement, actor portrayal on so many of these things. So they're showing you people, they're saying how wonderful their product is, but they're not even people that have ever tried their product. They're being paid to look like they have. You know, I've got reviews on Google that are real clients. I don't ask people to go put a review on me. These are people that were grateful that I helped them, and they went on and they put a review up on there for me. But again, two websites you can check out. Pain Management Arizona. That's the name of my radio show, Pain Management Arizona. Facebook, YouTube are both Pain Management Arizona. We stream live. I'm kind of wearing a subdued t-shirt this time. I normally try to wear something loud and obnoxious, but kind of got mellow today. But check out painmanagementarizona.com or I'llFixYou.com. A lot of great information. Got videos as well to explain what we're talking about, more information. Got free ebooks, stretching charts. Stretching is important. We all give one little stretch at night, in the morning when we get up normally. But if you look at an animal, a dog or a cat, the first thing they do when they wake up, they stretch their back legs, they stretch their front legs, they stretch their back, and then they do dog or cat stuff. We as humans think we're just too smart for that. We should actually do a good full stretch every morning before we start our day, because that's what makes all the muscle groups get warmed up, livened up, get all the neurons firing, and the signals going the right way so we can start our day and not injure ourselves. And again, I do have two locations. I got one in Peoria out in the avenues at 94th Drive and Thunderbird, right off the 101 freeway at Sonoran Life Solution Counseling Offices. So if you go there, don't be surprised that the door says Sonoran Life Solutions and not some massage. Beautiful office there. Or you can book with me in Central Phoenix at 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell at Urban Wellness. I do, again, only charge $50 an hour. You will be getting a fantastic massage and a fantastic pain relief experience if you are living with pain. You probably don't have to. And stay hydrated. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces per day to keep everything working smoothly. And I'll be back again next week. I also am having a contest. If you want to win a free hour, send an email to painmanagementarizona@gmail.com saying contest in your name. You might win a free session. And we will be back next week, 9 a.m. on 1100 KFNX. See you then.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers. Arizona's only independent voice. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. The true voice of Arizona. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
President Trump says a report in the Washington Post that he has hidden details of meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin from officials in his own administration is not accurate.
I would. I don't care. I mean, I had a conversation like every president does. You sit with the president of various countries. I do it with all countries.
Mr. Trump on Fox last night on ABC's This Week, Democratic Senator